Warren Buffett recently held his 60th annual meeting, and because he had so much to say, he broke all attendance records. First of all, after more than 50 years in the role of CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, he is retiring. Having said that, he has given a number of updates to the market and to those who have followed him over the years, essentially outlining his vision for the future. And if he is correct about many of his forecasts and what he thinks will happen in the future, XRP will do very well in these circumstances, which is why I think this is so important right now. I therefore want to go into great detail about this and discuss Buffett's remarks during his 60th annual meeting, including some of his actual statements. I found a great deal of value in this thread breakdown that we have here on X. I'm confident it will have the same effect on each and every one of you. After providing a brief overview, we will get into the specifics. Buffett disclosed startling facts on Japan's artificial intelligence and the future of Berkshire's $335 billion cash reserve. Here's what transpired during what many are calling one of the greatest meetings ever. As we can see, Buffett surpassed all attendance records at his 60th annual meeting. Just for the shopping day, 19,700 individuals turned out, and sales of candy increased by 317,000, Brooks by 310, and Jaws Wars triple their previous record. Buffett still has a huge presence even at the age of 94. However, it is evident that Berkshire made a number of unexpected disclosures, such as the Japanese investments, which have been a major area of concentration for Berkshire Hathaway recently. Buffett dropped a bombshell here, and I'm going to play this footage quickly to show you guys. I also want to quickly point out that South Korea and Japan are huge markets for XRP, and we'll talk about it here shortly. Nevertheless, this is a huge thing. We're not going to consider selling those. In actuality, Japan's record has been exceptional in that regard. Tim Cook will probably tell you that iPhone sales in that country are comparable to those in any other country outside of the US. Yes, Warren is essentially stating that the Japanese market is still expanding in the business and technology sectors, even though their population is declining. I am aware that he is becoming a little older now. His speech isn't nearly as good as it once was, and it's a little harder to comprehend where he's heading. However, that's all right. In essence, he is stating that they are a developing economy with highly competitive companies that make large purchases and transactions. This is significant because SBI Holdings, a growing banking company based in Japan, is in charge of handling cross-border payments and has direct partnerships with Ripple and XRP. Clearly, it is quite encouraging to see that they are still very powerful, are still expanding, and are advancing the technologies that will dominate the future. Additionally seen is Greg Abel, Buffett's replacement, declare that they have multiple yearly meetings with Japanese businesses. They claim that we are establishing connections in order to accomplish significant global goals. This is a strategic collaboration rather than merely an investment. Since it's really fantastic, I also want to play this clip for you guys quickly. Additionally, Japan's investment has recently been made. No, I believe you've touched it. As you stated, it's exactly what we're looking for, and I wholeheartedly concur, Warren. Long term, I do think there will be some really big opportunities. Yes. And that partnership has simply been a huge advantage. Indeed, I would say that they want to offer us possibilities. We want them to come to us. We have the funds. We have a great relationship together. Additionally, their cultures differ from ours in some ways. They consume the most popular Coca-Cola product. There, they consume a beverage known as Georgia coffee. They won't convert me to Georgia coffee, and I haven't turned them to cherry Coke. However, the partnership is ideal. That's correct, and I have also had this experience. I've been doing business with a variety of Japanese people for a long, including one who works in the Bitcoin mining sector. Our partnership has been incredibly successful and advantageous for both parties. Because Japanese people take business very seriously, it is impossible to overstate the support that SBI Holdings and the entire nation of Japan have for XRP. I simply believe it's awesome that we can make comparisons between what Warren is discussing here and the XRP army and its potential expansion. Additionally, we can see that Warren Buffett is discussing his cash pile, which is likely the most significant topic we will cover in today's video. In case you were unaware, Warren Buffett currently has a record-breaking $335 billion in cash. And when questioned about this wealth accumulation, he was quite direct. He can't always express exactly what he's thinking, so I'll delve into what he says and what I believe this to signify. However, he can offer us some indications of his inner thinking because, of course, you can't say it out there due to market manipulation. Nevertheless, let's play this clip now that we have that mentioned. Choices. When something is presented that we can grasp, that makes sense, that is reasonably priced, and that we don't have to worry about losing. The one issue with the investment industry is that things never and never will happen in a systematic manner. It's not like that every day, really. The long-term record is amazing, you know. That isn't a product, though. And I've been in for 80 years times 200 trading days. I have 16 million trading days under my belt. 16,000 trading days, sort of. If you had 4 possibilities a day or whatever, and they were supposed to be equally beautiful, that would be good. The expectation would be the same every day if I were running a numbers racket. I would keep 40% of whatever the handle was. Therefore, the only question is, how much did we transact? However, that is not the type of business we are operating. We are operating a highly opportunistic firm, and Charlie always believed that I did too much. He believed that if we accomplished roughly 5 things during our lifetime, we could. In the end, we would perform better than if we completed 50. And so fascinating, isn't it? Bourne is someone who, doesn't buy things in a hurry. He examines their finances every time. He examines everything. He carefully dissects the business, and if there is something he dislikes, he doesn't make the purchase. His track record has been excellent because of this, and there is a lot to learn from that alone. If there is a bad quarter that he doesn't agree with, and you know that the management is doing some things but not all of them, he simply doesn't manage the business in the way that he agrees with. Even though he mentions a purchase, he isn't actually going to make an investment. He purposefully says that. If he thinks the purchase isn't worth it, correct? He will not purchase the stock if he believes it is even marginally overpriced. He will only purchase stocks that he believes are cheap since he believes that this will increase his chances of success. Therefore, he will spend the entire day sitting down with a pen and paper, going over their financial records, all of their record books, and everything else. And he purchases it if he believes it to be a good deal. And it doesn't happen very frequently, but when it does, it performs fairly well, as evidenced by his track record, which has increased by more than 40,000% over the previous 50 years. We're discussing gains of almost 400 times. You would have been doing fairly well today if you had invested in Berkshire Hathaway back then. From an investment standpoint, I believe there is a lot to learn from it, and I believe Warren is offering extremely useful information.